can already tell today's going to be a bit unhinged. Hello, I'm Kenny JD, content creator, nosy bitch, as well as indie musician.
What's up, man? It's Sean Pecos, the ultimate dot connector.
And welcome to Connect the Dots.
Connect the Dots is an incredibly special set of conversations where we discuss not only what happens on the court, in the booth, or behind the scenes, but also take an unfiltered look at stardom and culture.
You can't learn funny in school. You can learn comedy. I know plenty of people went to schools to get a background.
We get to know who people are, what drives them, inspires them, motivates them, makes them into fully fleshed out people. A real humanistic look at those you know and love.
If I wasn't a comedian, I'd be a professional sugar daddy.
Trio aficionado.
So here's the story. Hey, that's how we got it edited out.
Shout outs to our partners C4 Smart Energy and PrizePicks. Love you all.
Hello and welcome to another segment of Kenny's Corner, where we're reflecting on an interview that we just did with Joe and Frankie from the Basement Yard podcast. And I think it was a really, really funny, really smooth conversation. It was just constant laughs on and off camera. Some stories that I'm really bummed that we actually didn't get on camera.
I know it was so crazy, Kenny. Because you loved them, you were telling me about them. They were like super cool. They're like cousins you haven't seen in so long at a party.
I felt like super, almost overly familiar. I'm like, let me calm down a little bit. I'm like, I love them. But yeah, no, they're awesome, and they were full of laughs, full of stories.
It was so crazy yesterday. They were telling me they were from Queens, and I was a partner in this place called Studio Square, which was like this big open-ended beer garden where throughout the years we'd have a bunch of celebrities come. Like we had Usher come, he performed, Jay Blige performed. We had like Gabrielle Union come host a couple of parties, and it was really cool. Questlove would come and DJ, and it was so funny that at one of the sort of big events that they would host, like World Cup during soccer, they'd have like Colombia versus Mexico or something like that. And David Deal came to hang out. He was the guy for the Giants, but they were there that time because they were young. They used to sneak in because they were too young to pay to get in. And they told us a story about how David Deal got so hammered, and it was true. He crashed all the cars on the street trying to get out of there. And I was like, yo, it's so funny because we tried to hold that story in, but it's like, you can't hold that in young kids in Queens. Yeah, so shout out to Studio Square and Frankie and Joe from the basement, because it was just cool to see like some of the stuff we did culturally in Queens. Like some of the young kids got in and remembered it. So it was like a great experience. Shout out to my guys over at Studio Square, Pun, Larry, and OG Steve. So I
think you guys are going to love this one. So thanks for watching. I feel like this is, not that it's my episode, but I feel like there's
Take ownership.
It's about people that do weird shit on the internet. And that's really
your episode. Let's go,
my
kid.
bread and butter, damn it. Today, we are here with two of probably the funniest people on in the podcasting world, certainly in the YouTube space. You look shocked.
That's very kind. That's high praise.
I'll take it. I'll take it all
Because
day,
there's
though.
a certain type of comedy that I feel is underrepresented on YouTube, which is just like being funny and like yelling with friends. Okay. And I think that's it's
always
a
funny
talent.
to hear people try to like explain what the show is.
No, it's something that you feel. And today, if you didn't know already, we are here with Joe Santagato.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
And Frankie Alvarez.
Hey, hello. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
guys.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
So we're super excited. We're going to talk a little bit of business, but that's not super fun. So we're going to just talk about however things go here. And of course, this is Connect the Dots. I'm Kenny JD, here with my co-host,
I'm Sean Pecos.
Big Sean Pecos.
My mom's maiden name is Alvarez, so now we got to
we're
figure
probably
this thing
related.
out.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
So it's us
over
against
there.
him.
Oh, yeah.
Something happened down
The
the
Alvarez brothers against you guys.
Yeah,
Let's go. By the way, congratulations, Kenny, Michigan.
Yeah.
So,
All right, round of applause.
So funny story. I was telling them before we started, I was wearing my Michigan hoodie the other day, and we're filming this a few days post Michigan winning
National championship.
national championship.
championship.
I knew that. And I had no clue that they won anything. So people were just coming up, dapping me up. They're like, yeah, congratulations. I'm like, yes, I made it here.
Yes.
It's like a cult. We was talking earlier because
No, it is.
I went down to give a talk at the Stephen Ross School of Business. And went down to the campus. Kenny came
Had a
down
crush on
and met me.
many
It was
a
really
guy
cool. And we talk about sports marketing because
Ross
that's what I
Business
do for my day job at CA. I'm involved in sports marketing. But I was telling Kenny, I want my daughter to go to Michigan, bro. When I tell you go Big Blue,
Was it like a machine?
yo, the
It's cult.
campus was like
They're everywhere.
It was like a town.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's like a machine, very diverse, smart. The kids put together this talk.
Yeah.
And right every year, and they're business kids and they're students. But when I tell you, they handled everything soup to nuts, incredible. Plus, I got my girl Kenny over here.
You
to
got
help.
the in, yeah.
I got the in. You know.
I don't know shit about Ross though. I just had a lot of crushes on guys at Ross, and they always wore J. Crew. That's the only thing I got from.
Poor Jake.
All right, well, I need you to be my daughter's sponsor. Can you not tell about the crush part
I
yet?
definitely know a lot about Ross Business School and other things. And I used to do like debate. Well, this is showing how much of a nerd I was. I used to do debate club stuff with people.
What happens in a debate club? Like, I mean, I could guess, but like
You just
debate, you just
yell at each other, but in a less fun way. A lot of times you have to argue things that you don't care that much about. So
I
you're
could
like-
debate. We could debate really well about, and this is what we usually do on the show anyway. We debate about stuff that we don't really know anything about, but we feel like it's
and we
true.
feel like it.
Yeah, that's the important part of it is if you just come with the confidence of thinking you're right,
They
it doesn't-
believe
it doesn't
you.
matter.
We
You
say all
already
the time.
win.
We don't know, but we're not looking it up either.
Yeah, we don't care.
Exactly.
We don't care,
but
what
it
the
feels
truth
right.
is.
It feels right coming out. So
The
we're
truth
just,
is relative. And
Yeah.
that's-
Exactly.
there you
Yeah.
go.
if you say anything with like enough confidence, like it is true.
No one's gonna check you.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And we also often argue about things that are like easily checkable, like medical, like, stuff like that. Like we can figure out very easily. We just don't care. It doesn't matter.
It's not my fault though. Like I grew up with a father like that. I remember as I was saying that, it just reminded me of the story. My dad used to be a fireman, and he came out of work one day and he was just wearing like a t-shirt and jeans and boots and shit. It was like right after a shift, and he was with his buddy dressed the same exact way. And they see this long line of people down the block, and they're all in like suits and like dressed really nice. And there's like a bouncer at the door and everything. And he's like, we wanted to go in. He's like, so I just walked up to the bouncer and I said, is everything all right? Everything's good? And the guy's like, yeah. And he's like, I just walked right past him. He's like, and then he's like, and I got in there, and he's like, and there was butterflies around, and it was like, what the hell's going on? It was Mariah Carey's like release party.
Where was that?
I don't even remember. It must have been because he
didn't
worked
get you
in
in?
Brooklyn. I don't even know if I was born. No, I definitely was born. I loved Mariah Carey, but he like just walked up and he's like, if you just have enough confidence, people are like, all right, yeah, go ahead.
That's
I
exactly.
had a moment. Oh, he's not here. Cole, my manager, he actually did that when we were something very similar when we were at South by Southwest, and I was amazed. I was like, oh, to have the gall and the confidence of a very sure of himself white man. I love it. I was like, yeah.
Well, growing up in New York, when you got two guys that rolled up on you named Joe and Frank, you really don't want no problems.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Especially when they're from Queens, you know what I mean? You want to just really like.
It's funny because I felt the same way. Like when we were growing up, it was like where we grew up in Queens, we kind of like had the world at our fingertips. So we were like 16, 17, like walking into bars. And I remember one of the times we went out for like St. Patrick's Day, and I said to them, they were like, we were very clearly underage, but I was like, you just need to go up with confidence and like just order
They
what you
respect
want.
it.
And exactly. So I walked up, I was like, 3 Guinnesses. And like, I was thinking to myself, like, oh, this is so like, I felt so like big and powerful. They didn't care. The money was green either way. They had no.
Guys, like, we know you're 15.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, relax.
3 Guinness. It was, but.
Besides, Guinness doesn't do nothing but get you rock hard, so it's not like.
And that's why I took it, actually. That's hanging out with the boys. I knew I needed to, establish dominance.
Gotta get turned up.
Guinness is the old school blue pill, if you didn't know that. You know?
Was it?
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know one time actually we had a house party and this kid he had sex with some girl and like the condom broke and he was at the store. He was like looking for Plan B or something, and then some dude was like, bro, you don't need to buy that. Just give her a hot Guinness. That's what he said. He's like, just make her drink a hot Guinness.
Oh,
Is there any
Guinness
medical?
is like the original.
Another
sort of
thing
sex
we're
thing.
not going to look up to find out.
We don't care to find out the truth.
Hot Guinness. That's
Make her
the
spin
original
around 3
abortion.
times.
Hot Guinness.
He's like, give her a hot Guinness.
How like sex deprived was a certain generation that they were like, you know what gets her going? Hot Guinness, oysters,
Or
and it's
co-
like, who's making this stuff up?
Making this stuff up. They
Yeah.
make it, but bananas and push-ups. Did you ever hear that one?
I heard the bananas one. I tried the bananas one.
Bro, tell him the fucking Twizzlers.
Yeah, there was like when we were in high school, I forgot where we had heard it from, but there was some urban legend that was like, listen, if you want to like last longer in bed, eat bananas and Twizzlers. And I was like, what? And they were like, the red dye in the Twizzlers works with the something. And I didn't care to fact check it. So I was like, all right. So I was like in high school and I, had my girlfriend over and I'd be like, I'll be right back. And I ran to the bathroom and just shoved Twizzlers and bananas down my throat. Ridiculous. Thinking it would work.
Absolutely
if
not.
it did, didn't do much, So, yeah, all these like urban legends, you never know where they start, but it's kind of fun.
My conspiracy theory is that it's just whoever wanted to sell some bananas and Twizzlers.
Oh, yeah.
And that shit's smart, though.
And Guinness.
If you want to sell like a product, just tell them like, yo, it'll make you last longer.
You'll
So I
get
heard.
hella bitches.
Well, apparently that's what like Big Milk and Big Dairy and like Big Bacon did back in the day. Is like they were like, oh, bacon is a breakfast food, and people were like, it's fried fat. They were like, it's a breakfast food. And everyone's like,
you are
okay.
what you say you are. Again, the confidence.
Yes.
That's it. And you go back even further. It was like cigarettes. It was like, you got a sore throat? Smoke a couple cigarettes, you'll be totally fine.
That baby won't sleep. Just give her a
Give her gin.
Cigarette smoke in her face. That'll fix it.
I think the bananas and Twizzlers thing was if you had sex with your girlfriend back then, and then you just, if you finish really quick and just be like, babe, I got to take a shit, she might not want to take you back after that, right?
Fair.
Fair. I don't know.
Oh my
You
God.
gotta blame it on that.
Something, right? Yeah.
I'm really, I don't know if I'm impressed or not that before, speaking of Big Milk, like ironically, before you guys got here, I was telling some people on set that there is word on TikTok. So again, am I going to fact check it? Absolutely
No,
not.
don't.
But I heard that apparently the United States government bought billions of pounds of cheese to save the dairy industry, and they're just like saving it in a cave in Utah.
Fire.
And this is, again, have I checked it? No.
Why the fuck?
Because people were going green and getting like oat milk and realized it lasts longer and shit. And they're like, oh no, the fuck is gonna happen to the dairy industry?
I like get the milk thing, but like cheese, bro. Is there like people not eating cheese?
Also, all the starving people.
Greg,
It's like,
Greg is in the back like,
Yeah, Greg doesn't fuck
we
with
have an
cheese.
already joke that yeah.
like all the starving people, and instead we're
Honestly,
gonna keep
though,
it in a cave somewhere in Utah.
Better
This-
hope I don't find that shit.
This is the best thing that I've heard the U.S. government do, if it's true, which we're gonna again assume it is.
Yeah.
In a while, what's uniting people other than like bubble gut and like a little bit of like cheese
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm
crackers, cured meat, cheese, crackers. Everyone loves it to some degree, right?
But they're not even giving it to people. It's just like,
They're gonna though eventually.
Don't.
So it's kind of like what is this shit when like the banks just like, oh no, the government bails out the bank.
bails out. Yeah,
As soon as people go like,
it's a cheddar cheese bailout that
yeah,
they're doing.
too many
for the-
vegans is like, bro, release the cheese. Release the cheese from Utah. Like we got to get it back.
But I love it. Okay, so now that we've kind of broken the ice a little bit, and I think this is a good pivot a little bit to now that we've seen some personality. I'm curious, like how y'all actually got into being like a business, like doing like big boy things.
This is big business, daddy.
Frank, you want
over
to take
here.
this one?
Yeah, right. No, this is him. I mean, he'll tell you all about it. I know nothing.
I think I kind of like fell ass backwards into it. I mean, I when I was in high school, I knew I didn't want to go to college, and I like lied to my mom and I was like, yeah, I applied to all these places and then I didn't. And I
So
just
you
would
went
Google.
straight like high school to
No, I did. I eventually went to community college,
Where'd you go to high school?
St. Francis Prep.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. And then I ended up going to Queensborough Community College for like a semester, signed up for another one, but I didn't go. But I was telling my parents I was going, but I would just take my dad. I don't know why I did this. Every time I tell this story, people are like, why the fuck did you do that? But I would take his car and drive to campus and just park it and sit in it and like wait 40
something
minutes
really
and then go home. It's like,
psychotic
why wouldn't you
about
just
that.
like walk around just leave? Like, I don't know. I like would drive there and just sit there. But long story short, I was I started doing like YouTube videos and stuff because when we were younger, we used to film these like little sketches or whatever. Like Jackass was super popular, so we were like, "Yo, let's just fucking ball up like a bunch of socks and then throw it at each other's nuts or something." Like anything like stupid like that, we would just film it on this camera. And then eventually someone was like, "Oh, you should put it on YouTube," and people are doing this. And then I just started like doing that, but I wasn't making any money off of it. And I was fortunate enough to kind of get recognized by this company, Elite Daily, who eventually hired me to be on their video team. So I learned a lot there about like editing and producing. So then I was like, oh, okay. So I was like learning about how to make money through that company while I was doing, YouTube at the time. And then I got into podcasting pretty early on before like everyone had a podcast. So I was learning about that as well. And I just continued like doing all of this stuff at the same time. And then, eventually like everything, like I honestly put a focus on trying to build every single social media platform, especially when I was younger. When I was like 19, 20 years old, I was on fucking everything. Like there'd be like an app that would come out and I'd be like, all right. And I would download it and like try to build an audience on that. So I was just on like all this shit trying to build it all at the same time. Because a lot of people, at least from what I see, they have a platform and then they just stay on that one and they don't try to build an audience on like Twitter or like fucking wherever else exists in the world, like Instagram or whatever the hell. But I was trying to do it on everything at the same exact time. I think it wasn't as intentional as I'm making it sound right now. It was exciting to me because I grew up without internet and computers and stuff. So once social media became a thing, I was like, all right, I'm going to go all in on all this stuff. It's a lot of fun. But then eventually, like, all this stuff started to form, and I was able to, meet a lot of people that, were helpful in making it an actual company. And also Greg sitting back there, just hired him like a couple of years ago. We started working together, and I learned a lot from him as well. So now we were able to, kind of take full advantage of and like squeeze everything dry as far as like YouTube content, podcasting, and kind of all that. Because I was terrified that it would eventually not last. Like people who blow up on social media, it's like they make all this money, but they don't really make moves for the future. They're just thinking about tomorrow. I was terrified that like I would have to go back to school or something, or I would have to, like, it's not going to last forever. So trying to think about the future and put things in place so that there is longevity to it. So I was kind of like, whatever. But like I said, I kind of fell ass backwards into the social media thing, and then also everything else because of the people I met along the way. And then it was like, oh, I have to do this and adapt if I'm going to have some sort of longevity.
I find that the best creators are often quite anxious, so that probably has something.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to be. I mean, if you're in any sort of like entertainment, or I mean, it could be true for, and it probably is true for every single industry that exists. If you don't adapt, you die. So like, you can't think you have it figured out because people under you or people younger than you, if you have like if you think you're better than the younger generation or they're like that or whatever, like you have to listen because this is where the world is going. Eventually you just get pushed out, especially in entertainment or like in content. Like it's changing every fucking 6 months. So if you're just gonna do the same old thing, no one's gonna give a shit eventually.
Like the long form to short form or vice versa.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure that's what Charles Darwin said. He was like, yo, if you guys don't adapt, you're dead, guys. Exactly. All right?
Adapt or die. Survival of the fittest.
Alvarez, man.
That's right.
So that's my mother's maiden name.
Oh, it's a great. It means like some like regal, like king, like ancestry from like Spain or something like that. We might be related. At
We
this
might
point.
be.
And knowing my dad too, there's a good chance. Maybe. Yeah.
Well,
your mom ever go to Studio 54?
She probably did.
Right.
If your papa was a Rolling Stone, I think my mama was a Rolling Stone.
My dad was my dad
Sorry,
was the
Mom.
Colombian. My dad was the Colombian version of a Rolling Stone. He was like, yeah, I'll go out, I see a girl, and that's it. I'm with. I'm like, okay, all right, Dad.
His dad sounds exactly like that.
Yeah. My dad looks like the Colombian Robert De Niro,
Yeah.
and has this. He does. He does. You know, it's funny. They like growing up. My friends would always. They said to me, they were like, "Your dad looks like Pedro Martinez."
He does, bro.
He just does not.
Yes, he does.
No, he does not.
Have you seen a
Pedro,
picture of him?
he's got like the Jerry curl. And
My
everything?
dad does not have a Jerry
No.
curl. He doesn't.
His face, though, he's got like
You
a
got the
Pedro
face?
Martinez.
No.
When he threw Don Zimmer on the floor, like that Pedro Martinez, that's the one he
I was
looks
like,
like.
Dad.
I think that was my mom's type back in the day too. We gotta check
So
that
you're
out.
beating
You know
up
what I mean?
old fat white men?
It's possible.
I like that guy.
So earlier you were saying you have tattoos. Do you have my name tattooed on you?
I have your name tattooed on my arm.
It's crazy. He knew
Look at
it.
us. This is.
He just got it on the way over here.
That's what it happened. Yeah.
Trying to impress.
We're downtown in Soho. You can stop anywhere.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
That's right. You go next door. You could, yeah, absolutely.
So where'd you go to school?
Well, we went. So we only went to school for
High school, I mean, together. You
yeah.
guys
So
both went
we
the
didn't
same
go to
time?
school. So we've been friends since '96. And high school, I went to Bryant High School in
Bryant,
Queens.
in Queens.
And then while he was staying back, in hindsight, doing the smart thing and working on building himself, I was the idiot. I always joke about this. Like I was the idiot that thought I would get a college degree.
Right.
So I went up to school in Connecticut and did my thing up there, and was always just kind of looking back like, looks so fun. Up there,
But you guys grew up in Queens together, right?
Yeah.
I thought you both went to St. Francis Prep because we were talking about conspiracy theorists who were saying that the people were saying that's where the swine flu first came from, right?
Bro, that's not a conspiracy theory. That's a real thing.
Are
Because
you kidding me?
I used to, oddly enough, I used to like flex about it. Like, yeah, my high school was the epicenter. So
Yeah.
we
He
started all
told
that.
me
Yeah.
he made out with one of the pastors and they gave it to him.
No, so first of all, you don't get it from the pastors, you get it from pigs or something.
What's the difference? I'm sorry. All right, too much, guys. I'm sorry.
But I remember one day I was in high school and like it was like right after spring break or something, and I guess a bunch of seniors went to like somewhere in Mexico and they came back, and I remember being in like gym class. And a bunch of kids kept going to the nurse, and the nurse's line was like down the hall. And I'm like, the fuck is going on? And then this whole shit came out. Like they're like, we're closing the school. There's like an outbreak of whatever. I didn't even hear that. I was like, no, school, cool. I'm good with that. But then it was on the news, and they were talking about it, and they were like filming the
Y'all
outside
remember
of the
that
high
shit?
school. I was
It's like yesterday.
I
I was
don't
like,
remember that.
St. Francis fucking swine flu.
And I didn't even care. But then I remember the Daily News put out a story. One dude died from it. They put him on the front page of the news, and I was like, I'm fucking dead, bro. Because I have like a 99.2, and I'm going to the doctor, and I'm fucking terrified.
What does a nurse at a Catholic school tell you? Just pray on it and you'll be good.
Yeah.
Like I could imagine.
Yo,
that.
They're
but-
just nurses.
Oh, okay.
So-
I
It was so
apologize.
big, guys. I remember rappers started to fucking make them the covers in the name of their mixtapes back in the day.
Swine flu.
Yeah, it was
Really?
like
I
yeah,
remember
it was
that.
that big in the street. The swine
Yeah, it
flu
really
was crazy.
was.
That would have been cool if you do like a cops pun somewhere along the line.
Oh,
Fuck
you
12.
know
yeah.
it's been
Fuck
done.
12 swine
I actually have the album. It was given to me in Times Square back in 2000 and whatever.
It was the OG pandemic, though, for like 5 days.
No, the OG was the Spanish flu.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm talking about.
I mean,
The Spanish.
they wore masks then.
yeah.
I
We didn't wear masks at all, but it was like 5 days that I was out of school. So like, I'm good with that.
Yeah,
Got me back.
my high school didn't have such a cool claim to fame. I guess actually, no, that's not true. That's not true. We had A Bronx Tale was filmed in my high school.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like all the scenes where they're in
So
a school.
wait. They shot a Bronx Tale in Queens.
In Queens, in Astoria,
Unfucking
Queens.
The whole thing, yeah.
Yeah. It's all BS.
Done.
Big Hollywood. They lie to us. But and I don't think there was much like we weren't the epicenter of anything cool like swine flu. I mean,
Your middle school, the principal got hit by a car or some shit. Remember
yeah, my middle school. I went to for 1 year. I went to school. He got hit by a bus, and when they told
I'm sorry.
the students during the assembly, the students cheered.
that? Yeah.
They were all like, "No!"
Unbelievable.
He looked like what was his name, Mr.
Oh, we're saying names.
Bleep it.
What was his name? A something, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'll let it fly.
He looked like one of the Who's down in Whoville.
He did. He was very short.
He did.
You can't be short and like a high school principal or middle school principal because you'll just get torn to
Yeah,
shreds.
it's hard.
Bro,
Wait, did
middle
he
school
live?
principal and you get hit
I
by
don't
a
know,
bus?
but I think he did. Yeah,
Nah,
I
he
think
was
Okay.
fine.
I
He
think
was
he's
fine.
alive. I don't know how well he's
Fine
doing.
is a stretch. I don't know if he was fine.
Yeah.
He probably has some lingering issues, but he'll be all right. When it rains, he's in a lot of pain.
I mean, if it was a city bus, he might have got paid.
Yeah.
So
That was like a common like desire for a lot of people This is dark.
What, the principal getting hit by a car?
Just like getting hit by
at
public
U of M, it was
transportation.
like this running joke, not really, where they were like, I could pay for tuition.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's right.
here we go.
yeah.
And then
Bad. I never saw my middle school principal. I just like heard her name and that was it. Like, but she didn't really exist. Like to me, I've never seen her. My dad had a meeting with her one time because they were gonna possibly like kick me out of the school for some reason. And then he was double parked. And then when he came in, he was like, "Yeah, I'm here to see Miss David." And they're like, "Yeah, it's gonna be like 10 minutes." And he's like, "Pff," and he just so he's like, "I'm not waiting 10 minutes to fuck out of here." And they were like, "All right, I guess we're not having the meeting. You could
Guess
stay
we're
in
not
school."
kicking him out
I was like,
either.
"All right."
Yeah.
Sweet.
My middle school memory was, I remember, damn, I'm getting so much trouble for
Wait,
this.
where'd you grow up?
I grew up in the Bronx.
Okay.
I'm a Bronx guy.
Nice.
Well, you guys are Queens guys. I have a lot of friends in Queens. We're going to get into the whole Queens, Bronx thing. I
Okay.
think Queens and Bronx guys get along, right? It's like not really it's Staten Island and Brooklyn.
Staten Island is not even a country.
I'm slowly learning that like the boroughs are kind of like astrology.
Yeah,
It's
we were
like,
talking that.
I don't really I immediately felt like
I woke up in Brooklyn today.
like I found out that they were from Staten Island, and you know, like Bronx and Staten Island, we don't mesh well. We don't vibe well. That's a earth sign, and I'm more of like a breeze.
That's very funny.
Yes,
an
she's so
airy.
right. She's
She
right
is
about
right.
True.
that.
That is true.
But so I remember middle school. I went to Catholic school.
Okay.
My early part from I guess like second grade all the way up to like 8th, 9th. My first year of high school, I went to Catholic school. But I remember middle school because our teachers, there was these two teachers. They were fucking smoking, Miss Rios and Miss Sanchez. Fucking hot.
Spanish too?
Oh, they were Spanish. When I tell you smoking, it was so. I felt so bad. Miss Sanchez was getting married. We were all at the church. Her
felt
fucking
bad that
husband
she was
left her on the altar. Never showed up.
Why you're-
the hot teacher?
That's why you're there to
Yo,
step
I
in.
know. Yo, I had a crush on her.
Wait, you went to the wedding?
I went to the wedding. I was invited. We were cool.
I've gone to teacher
The
weddings too.
By the way, the whole fucking school was at the wedding because she was our teacher. I felt so bad for her. But the thing that I remember that was crazy.
The whole school's there.
The whole fucking
The priest
no.
is like, "Speak now, forever hold your peace." The whole school's like, "Yo, hold
Yo,
up."
hold up. I'm ready to do
Remember
this.
me?
There was like 10 of us that were ready to just take a spot. What an asshole, right?
That's
The fuck
wild.
I
That's
leave on the
crazy.
altar.
First of all, getting stood up in front of the whole school, that's a rough one.
Yeah,
That's a
that
rough
was-
one.
How can
God
you get
damn.
And then you
respect
got to
after
go
that?
back
Like,
to work.
Huh?
Yeah.
Could
But
you
she's
imagine
hot.
telling the kid, reprimanding your kid, and you're like, bitch, shut up. You know, yeah,
What, you mad because your husband doesn't love you? Get the fuck out of here, man.
you want me to listen to you? The guy don't love you? Go fuck
Where's
yourself.
where's my homework? I gave it to your husband a week ago.
Your fiance got it. Don't find him. You'll find my homework.
I'm sorry, Miss Sanchez. I love you. No disrespect. But the crazy thing was, they were wild. I remember they took us to see the Nutcracker. Remember the Nutcracker?
Yeah.
The whole time, I'm like, I know teachers are crazy, bro. And I know they're crazy because these two fucking women were talking about the guy's bulges the whole time in front of the kids. And they thought we were stupid. I was like, yo, middle school is a little crazy. That's why kids.
Yeah, it was the 80s, right?
It was the 80s. People looking at each other like, if our principal got hit by
At
a
a
bus, we
Catholic
might have
school? That
cheered
just
too
caught-
because school was fucked up for us growing in the city. I'm saying.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucked
we
up.
had teachers growing up when we were in school together, so elementary school, and they were clearly having an affair. Yeah.
And we were like,
I love that.
Why are you guys always going to lunch together?
we were in 4th grade and we were like, this doesn't make sense.
It's
Yeah,
like,
it
wait,
was-
you got a husband? Who's that? Like, what the fuck?
Yo, New York City schools, middle
No,
schools,
I
and
was
stuff,
gonna
crazy.
say, no.
It's like, and they think we're stupid. Like they think
Yeah.
we can't see shit.
No, it was like I have like a wild amount of respect for teachers as it is because
Yeah.
it is like an insane job.
No, listen, you're right. Please, insane job.
No, I
You're
know,
right.
but like in inner city teachers, it's like you need to be like you need the thickest skin possible.
Yeah.
Because there is no way you're leaving without wanting to just take a bottle of the face almost every day.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I remember like for the entire first 18 years of my life, every single teacher that I had said, I have never,
Yeah.
I've never been treated like this. I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
they were
Because
like
like every, there was,
Gaslighting us too. They
was
were
like,
like,
first of all,
no
yes,
class of
you
mine's ever
have.
done this. And we were like,
No.
sure.
Dude, in my middle school, I went to Louis Armstrong Middle School in East Elmhurst, and dude, the kids at that school were so bad. There'd be a teacher who was just going off like that. Like, I have never, shut up, bitch. I'm like, it's crazy.
We've told this story on our show, and I feel like this is a comfortable place. We're
Yeah,
having a good time, right?
What are you talking about?
Oh no.
6th grade. So there was I'm not going to say his name.
Oh, I remember that.
But there was like a lunch aide or like a para, teacher or sub sometimes, who people had found out that he was in Vietnam. And people had found out that he might have suffered from some form of
Oh no.
PTSD. So there were kids in the class who would throw during lunchtime, they'd throw apples and they'd be like, "Oh, it's a grenade, get down!"
Yo.
And that's what I'm saying. Just
bro.
evil. There is a level of just
Psychopathy.
yes, absolutely. And that's why
it's horrible.
I never people that I know that are teachers, it's I will never be
listen,
able.
Listen, guys. Kids, please respect your teachers.
Please,
it's not an easy job. We're just telling about our own personal experiences.
Yeah.
How was middle school in Detroit? Was it just as
It
crazy?
was a mess, yeah. The first person that was coming to mind, did y'all actually have good language teachers? Because that was the reoccurring thing with
My
me.
7th grade Spanish teacher was Chinese.
Did she speak Spanish?
No, I mean, I don't even know because I didn't pass. So and I'm not kidding, she barely spoke English. That's not a joke. She barely spoke English, and she used a microphone. It's a class of 20 kids, whatever. And she was Chinese. And I remember one day I had my head down. I was sick. I had my head down, and I was like, whatever. It was in the morning. And she comes over and she's like, "You can't pray. It's a public school." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I was like, "What are you saying, bro?"
That's the exact place to pray.
And then she comes over, she leaves, and because at that point I was pretty pissed off. I was like, "Yo, just literally go away." And then she comes over and she slides me a Bible, right? And I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I open the Bible and the shit is in Spanish, and I'm like, I am in 7th grade. This is my 2nd year of Spanish. I can't read this shit.
Ay, Dios mío, lo
doing?
padre, yo quiero meter.
Also, she's like, don't pray here. Then gives me a
And give you a
Bible.
Bible. That's what I'm more
Like,
stuck.
I'm getting mixed reviews
but-
from you here.
So you had bad
Yeah.
second language teachers.
My freshman year of high school, we can bleep it or not.
Oh yeah, sorry. We've been cursing a bit. We're sorry.
No, I'm saying
we
her
can
name.
Oh, good, yeah.
Her name was Miss and her nickname was Calves because she had very prominent calves. She was Polish.
Calves.
Really
She's
not
like a mafia
She's
guy,
Polish.
right?
What was she teaching?
Strong
Spanish.
Polish cast. What?
She was
It's like a
teaching
mafia
Spanish.
princess. They named the calves.
But
Sally Calves. Here comes Sally.
yeah,
Those
and
body parts are not good. There's ankles over there.
and she had a tendency to overshare because she had real intense ADHD, and they found that out, so they would change the topic regularly.
There you go.
When they didn't feel like doing work.
Yeah.
And so she would overshare about her relationship and stuff. And she recently got with a Freemason, and she was upset.
Oh, this is getting deep.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
Damn. Go ahead.
She recently got with a Freemason, and she was upset at him for buying her drugstore perfume. And then we didn't learn shit. And then one day there was, not to get too dark, but we were like, something's going on with her relationship. And then she just stopped coming to class. So the reoccurring thing was damn, she did?
Yeah.
And so, but that was about it. Nobody really inquired further.
We're laughing about potential mental illnesses.
Yeah. And so, well, here's the thing
She's
though.
like, yeah, middle school was crazy. My teacher was murdered.
No, I mean, well, going back to the psychopathy, nobody was like, "Oh, that's fucked up." We were like, "Damn, I think she did."
Yeah, we're just trying to
And
figure
so,
out if she was buried in Washington's nose on Mount Rushmore. or something.
but so she was gone for 2 months, and then the first time that our principal actually walked by the door and saw it was empty, they were like, "Where is your teacher?" And we were like, "We thought you knew, bitch."
2 months? They didn't realize
They
she
didn't
wasn't
know
there?
shit. She didn't tell them that she wasn't coming. They
They
were
would
like,
just pull up and just empty classroom.
she was like, "Where the fuck is where's your teacher?" And we were like, "Oh, we thought you knew, bitch. What the fuck are we supposed to know? We're in 9th grade."
We're
And
supposed to
so
just show up. We don't.
next thing you know, we have this very nice man named Mr. Gonzalez, and we were like, "Will you stay, Mr. Gonzalez?" He's like, "No, I gotta teach the other kids. They my kids. I'm here helping." I was like, "Oh." Sophomore year comes. Here comes Miss Calves. She wasn't even there. She just
Miss
didn't come to
Calves.
school. Miss, sorry,
No,
Miss.
I like that.
You're making it worse.
Did she say oh yeah, I just.
She didn't say boo to us. She saw us in the hallway, and we were, because she was late too for sophomore year. She was like a half an hour late. Walked in, and she was like, "All right, let's get going. I was like,
No one was like, yo.
Must be
we
nice,
thought you
man.
died.
Must be nice.
okay. Yep.
Damn.
Shout out. I hope things are better now.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully she has a nickname of a different body part now.
I hope
Like,
so.
oh, that's Miss Shoulders now. I'm married. Now I'm Miss
I
Shoulders.
was gonna say like
Mrs. Shoulders.
First of all, respect me. It's
Mrs. Calves.
it's Mrs. Shoulders.
Why did like, like foreign language teachers in any grade level get the worst treatment? Because it was the same exact stuff in any school that I went to. It was like they were the ones that were just roasted to, kingdom come, basically.
Because they were always taking it more seriously than we cared to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Like I would always skip Spanish, and then my other Spanish teacher after that, she was always pregnant. I don't know why. She was constantly pregnant.
How
I never saw.
stereotypical is that?
I never saw her not pregnant. And at one point, I was like, "Dude, do you rest between the two?" Like,
Between languages?
she popped out like 6 kids in the time I was there,
Jeez.
and then
Not impossible.
Saying, ay papi all day.
she was white. She was white, and she wouldn't let us speak Mexican Spanish
What the fuck does that mean?
because we would learn
There's
like
different types of Spanish, Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only-
That's not the part.
White
only
people,
quote,
am I right, guys?
only quote
Joey learned
proper
Spanish from Mayor
Spanish.
Bloomberg. You can tell. That's
only.
No, I actually learned
Bloomberg
Spanish
was
from
my
a Chinese
Spanish
woman.
teacher.
All right? It wasn't Mayor Bloomberg. It was a Chinese woman.
Joey heard one vosotros and was like, I'm done. I can't do this.
Heard a lisp and it was over. And so like she said we had to speak proper Spain Spanish, which feels racially charged. But I'll just keep
We don't want none of that Dominican.
We're not selling no birds over here.
it's too brown. We're not doing that. But no, yeah, it was always gym teachers, language teachers, and English teachers for some reason.
Yeah, no.
I think what you said earlier was right. Is like it was the teachers that, and again, we love teachers. We respect teachers.
We love
No
them.
offense.
But like
As
at
a
least
whole.
when we were growing up, and I know you went to school at a little bit different time period, but like it was the teachers that like just took it way too serious.
Yeah.
And like they didn't know, like they weren't in on the joke. It was just like, well, I am here. Like those were the people that always got the worst treatment because like you knew that if
This
you
is
said something to
camp.
get to them.
You're coming to like an episode of The Office. Like
Yeah.
you need to realize that this is not.
Bro, especially substitute teachers. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Come in, they'd be like, today we're gonna be like, shut the fuck up, dude. Teachers not even here, bro. Who are you?
Oh,
fuck
also
outta here.
Spanish and substitute. They brought in a substitute. She did not speak Spanish. I don't even remember which year this was.
Like that's the only prerequisite you need to be a Spanish teacher.
One would think. And then she was so like frustrated every day. And then it was in a computer room. And whenever she would turn around, there was a kid that would jump on the table and do the robot and then fall back down whenever she would turn back
Yeah,
around.
man, that's nice.
And then she was like, her final straw is because somebody, little hacktivists in the Spanish class, put porn on all the back computers.
Naturally,
And
yeah.
she was just losing her mind. I felt so bad for her.
Sure, she was really upset. She was like, "Get this off." What is that?
Well, the way Frank just put it, he made me so fucking old. He act like I went to high school in the BC.
I said
Like,
a different time. I said the
when
80s. I
they
gave
didn't
you
have
credit.
books.
I gave
you credit. I said the 80s, all right?
Before the Bible was written, and you were
Y'all were
Bible
writing
movement.
notes
Yeah.
on tablets and
The
stones.
Spanish food like.
When you went to school, there were no computers in there, were there?
it was outside, I believe. It was just
It was funny. I went to Rice High School too, my freshman year, and there was this dean. He was a father. He was a dean of discipline. I think he was like the basketball coach to assistant basketball coach. But we used to call him Barney Rubble. He looked like Barney Rubble. But he was the dean of discipline. But I'm gonna tell you,
What is dean
I
of
want to say
discipline?
Father MacArthur or something like that. It was an Irish guy from Queens or from Brooklyn. When I tell you, when you got in trouble with this guy, he will whoop your ass, bro.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
it.
He was like a fucking brawler, but he was one of the teachers. Like, there's some teachers you don't fuck with.
Yeah.
Like, they're not the ones to play with. Like, they'll look at
Yeah.
you, they will kick your ass. They're the ones now that you see fighting students and shit like now
Yeah, yeah.
online. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you get into a whole bunch of trouble for that shit now, but there was always that one teacher. When you saw him coming down the hallway and you were fucking around, you knew not to fuck with him.
It's funny because sometimes you see those videos go viral on the internet of like teachers getting into like fist fights with kids
Yeah.
and like 8th graders or like high school, and I'm like, and people are like, how could this happen? And I'm like,
I'm
"No,
like,
I completely
I know
understand."
exactly.
In my school,
1000%.
like I could definitely see a teacher being like, "All right, I'm just gonna fuck this kid up." Because
And like I remember, like I had a math teacher. This guy was like 7 feet tall, chain smoked cigarettes like they were candy. And he grabbed me on the first day of school and he's like, I heard about you and I just want you to know I'll fuck you up. And like he said that to me. Imagine what he was saying to the other kids. You know what I mean? So like there was like a level of fear that like everyone had of their teachers, and it kind of kept he's my best, like he was my favorite teacher throughout all of like my whole school career.
All right, I got a weird question. Now come on, you guys grew up in Queens. Now we talked about the boroughs last time we were here with different people, right?
Astrology, yes.
And we talked about how where the prettiest girls come from, right? And we were with a good rapper friend of ours from the Bronx, and we said that the prettiest girls, in my opinion, were from Queens. So were there any like hot teachers in your school that you had the super crush on? There's always one, bro.
we had a crush on our 4th grade teacher like crazy, bro, and we did not hide that.
Hell yeah,
at all.
We did not. She invited me. I went to her wedding, and
I didn't get that invite.
he didn't get the invite. So I was like, no.
It's because his mom was like president of the PTA or whatever the fuck.
We were like, yeah. My mom was super involved with school my whole life. So. And she was like cool with all the teachers. So like something would happen in school and she would like, I'd get home and she'd be like, I heard about this. I was like, how did you, I just walked out of the building. You know, how did you even hear about it? This is before cell phones. But, oh yeah, there were definitely like, and like, it's funny because his mom stayed working at our elementary school until we were much older. So like when we were older, we would see the teachers that we had crushes on back then and we'd be like, it's good. So what's up? Like, I invited one to my lake house. You
swear to God.
Wait, what? Yeah.
There was a teacher that we had a crush on, and there was a couple of them. All in the same school, and I remember. This is fucked up, but like
that's all right. Whatever.
It was my grandmother's wake.
Oh,
yeah, it was. So his grandmother's dead, and we're sitting there, and we're like, I'm like checking in. I'm like, are you good? Hold on one second. Look who's here.
Yeah, we're like, yo, hold up. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming.
And of course, we get to look. You've grown into a young man, and we're just like,
yeah,
I know. Yo, wait, Joe, were you like, sorry, Grandma, hold on, I just need 30 seconds.
Also, I'm grieving. I might need a little comfort.
Yeah,
exactly. Oh my God.
It's funny because we were, I think, like 20, 21 years old at the time.
Yeah.
Babies.
My family has a little cabin on a lake up in Connecticut, and we would use it during the summers for like, we would say like, yo, show up with like just tons of beer. It was a party. That's exactly what it was. So I think at the time, like we were there and I'd be like, listen, if you ever like need to get away, like we have a lake house, you know, obviously fully knowing.
Literally.
I was 20 years old. You need to take the shots, you know.
It's crazy. And it's funny because we've talked about this like recently, like last year or the year before that, about this teacher before. And
what was her name?
Come on. She had 2 names though. She got married.
Yeah.
She didn't get left at the altar like mine.
Miss A.
We called her Miss A when we were growing up. But like so apparently, I guess one of her like nephews or something like watched our show because my mom told me, she like texted me and like a screenshot, and it was her texting my mom. And she's like, I heard that your son and Frankie were talking about me on the
100%. 100%.
So she knows that we were saying all this shit about her.
I mean, you know,
funny.
we were in 4th grade.
It happens.
Besides play Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, what else were we going to do?
But we also, like, I mean, 95% of the teachers we had growing up were old as fuck and, like, made of, like, paper mache and shit.
Yeah.
Like, in 5th grade, we had a, like, what was she, German or something?
She was the most German woman you've ever
met.
met.
Yeah, she was, like, built like a cigarette, just like... just like thin and like tough though, and hated this
She
kid.
had a bob cut. She had the, you know, like the old like round glasses.
Yeah,
and she had
built like a cigarette.
She had pipes on her like like Diana Ross. This woman, if she screamed at you, she like the Silver Surfer. You saw the power go up her legs and scream at you.
Yeah, she had a booming voice.
Yeah.
Kicked us out of we had a sex ed class in 5th grade. And I was trying to keep it together, but then she said something like the penis is a miracle, and I'm in 5th grade, and I'm like, that's the funniest thing in the world.
Get out.
Kick us right out. Our parents had to sign a permission slip to take that class, and I remember handing that to my mom, and she signed it. And then like the next day, I had to come home and be like, yeah, I got kicked out of it. I'm not allowed to go back to that class. And just like the fuck of one day, I was like, I'm sorry, but yeah. Shout out to Miss Schnetzer.
Oh, there it is. let it fly.
We don't mind if her name is
That's
also
another thing we love doing on the show too. Is like, yo, let's just say first and last name right now.
First, last, social.
Sometimes people like
Date
will,
of birth.
look for these people, and then they'll hit us up like, "Did you mention me on the podcast?"
Yeah.
People we haven't talked to since like 5th grade.
We told a story about like the first girl I told that I liked in like 2nd grade, and she like hit us up or hit you up and was like, someone found me for my wedding website, and we're like,
They're like, "Are you the Bridget?" Yeah, like yeah. So,
You the Bridget.
so funny.
We are excited to announce that C4 Smart Energy is the official energy drink sponsor of the Connect the Dots podcast. It's harder than ever these days to stay focused with endless distractions and shorter attention spans. It can feel impossible to stop scrolling and actually get work done. Thankfully, C4 Smart Energy has reinvented the energy drink game with C4 Smart Energy, the only energy drink clinically proven to provide enhanced mental focus. C4 Smart Energy is formulated with 200 milligrams of natural caffeine from green coffee beans, plus potassium, niacin, vitamin B12 to help support well-being and help you feel your best, all while boosting metabolism and promoting fat burn. From your brain to your body, C4 Smart Energy is the energy drink that does it all and tastes amazing. C4 Smart Energy is available at Target, Amazon, and anywhere else you get energy drinks. Go grab a can and share on social media, tagging C4 Energy and the Connect the Dots podcast to show us how smart energy helps you stay focused wherever you are. C4 Smart Energy, stay focused. Gonna send it over to our C4 Smart Energy moment. We always love to bring people on, ask them how they stay focused in content creation or in business ventures, and let us know what you do to hone in on things.
You want to go first?
I know Joey's gonna smirk at me for my answer, but I drink a lot of tea. Like a lot of tea.
Do you have a particular favorite?
Not particularly. I've been drinking a lot of matcha.
Hell yeah.
And it just pulls me in and like gives me a little boost. I'm exhausted all the time. 'cause I have
Delicious dirt. That's
young
what I
kid.
call
Yeah,
it.
that's basically
Yeah,
what
that
it
shit
is.
is dirty.
But
It's good.
yeah, that's pretty much
Earthy.
Earthy, you get like the kind of like steamed vegetables. I can go on. Don't they always laugh at me. They're like, this kid
loves tea.
I love
He
tea.
does?
I love tea. I love tea. I love lamp,
He just comes in one day. He's like, "Yo, you know where tea was invented?" I'm like, "Forget everything you're about to say.
Where-
Forget it. Like,
I
don't
don't
even tell
care.
Me.
Yo, that's
But
crazy.
China,
So
see ya.
a good friend of ours is Mello, right? His business manager loves tea. So we'll go to the club. Mello orders champagne. I'd order tequila, and your man orders tea in
the
the
club.
club. I swear to
You
God.
gotta kick him out.
love
He's
that.
not-
Babe
You can
Frazier.
get tea at a club.
Tea and Babe Frazier,
Cold?
Mello's
Hot?
business partner. What up, Babe? He will order tea like champagne, tequila, vodka. Excuse me, do you have any tea?
Yo,
You got black tea.
yo, babe.
I love that.
I got some stuff for you. I got a couple tea people. Trust me, I got you.
Yeah, Frank's deep in the tea. He's tapped into the tea.
I am
Trust me.
pretty tapped in. What about you?
How do I stay focused? Honestly, I don't think that I do. I think I'm very forgetful. Luckily, we have Greg, who's in the background over here. He usually tries to keep me focused, so that's how I stay focused. Is I get text messages and I get reminders all the time from Greg being like, "Yo, this."
Accountability buddy.
Yeah, accountability buddy. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. But yeah, I would say that I'm not very focused that much. I think I'm more focused on like things in the future, but like the day to day is so difficult for me because I think that like. But that's part of my. We had a whole conversation about this. Part of my creative process, I feel like, is the madness of like being like, oh, I gotta like do this and that, blah blah blah. But to have someone he's much more organized and like focused than I am.
Regimented.
So try to play to our strengths.
Honestly, I'm more this energy. I'm all over
Yeah.
the place.
It's a little chaotic, but got to make it work somehow.
Yo, so I heard you guys are into condiments and shit like that, and hot sauce. By the way, I'm gonna tell you, I'm
Condiments
glad.
and
Like,
shit
no,
like
you know
that.
why I love this? Because during the pandemic, we worked with a company, private equity firm. I'm gonna shout him out. Shout out to my man Matt Siegel. He's a partner there. Patrick Hoff. We should hook you up with these guys to talk to them.
Sounds
'Cause
great.
They are
Connecting
I
the
caught
dots
a
and
bag over the pandemic. I'm not gonna lie. Fucking Cholula hot sauce went through the roof, bro. Telling you, bro, it was a great investment. Shout out to Patrick Hoff, Matt Siegel. But I want to introduce you guys. But I heard you guys got a hot sauce. Talk to me about it.
Yeah. It just kind of like it's one of the things, like, we do content and stuff, but we also like to kind of go out on a limb and try to dip our toe into other industries.
Yeah, smart.
Which we've done with like a card game before, and then the hot sauce, which is kind of an idea that came up one day and we reached out to a company called The Heatonist, and we just like reached out to them and we kind of like guessed what their email would be, because it was like, all right, the dude's name is Noah, so we're like his name at the company. Like we sent a couple emails to a bunch of different addresses, and eventually one got through, and it was just like a shot in the dark to be like, hey, we have experience in marketing. We have an audience that we could play to, and this is kind of like what we want to do, is create this product we didn't want to make like Santagato Studios hot sauce or anything like that. We wanted to make something that would last forever and people would just buy because it's a good product.
What's it called again?
Everything Bagel hot sauce.
Oh, Everything Bagel.
Yeah.
Okay, so are there different flavors or is it just one
Right now? There's just the one. There's going to be more sauces eventually, but right now it's just the one. Originally we went, we had a meeting with them and they were super cool. And, eventually we were just kind of off to the races. We were trying a bunch of different sauces, and this one stood out to us because it has a weird color. It looks like gray with like the black dots in it that are like the seeds or whatever. And then we put it out. It did really well. And then, through The Heatonist, it was able to get into Walmart. I actually saw it in a Walmart for the first time recently, because there's no Walmarts around like where we are. Like they're in Jersey or like all the way out Long Island.
Yeah, they're not like bodegas in Queens.
Yeah, so I was in a Walmart and I was like, oh shit, there's a fucking, I was just, for New Year's, I was up in like the Hudson Valley in New York, and I was in a Walmart and I was like, oh shit, there it is.
This is a good feeling, right?
Yeah, it's like, it's really cool.
Surreal.
So
that's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's cool to have something like that. And
But they say the great thing about marketing hot sauce, which was great for us when we first had got engaged through Patrick Hoff and them, was it was like a substitute for ketchup, because ketchup is like high in sodium, and a lot of people were trying to eat healthier and not try to be, especially during the pandemic.
Also sugar.
It was home and too much sugar and not get too much of a high salt content and things of that sort. So a lot of people were replacing hot sauce with ketchup, which was like good. And me, I'm like an old school Southern guy. Like I should have been born in Alabama. I love to put hot sauce on everything.
Yeah. And that's the thing about the Everything Bagel hot sauce is like, everyone jokes around with like hot sauce, like, yo, I could put that on anything.
Yeah.
I have legitimately I went through like a bottle in a week, because any meal that I had, it went perfectly on top of, and I like a little bit of heat, and it was the perfect amount of heat, like where it lingered a little bit, but it wasn't like painfully,
overwhelming.
There's certain hot sauces you have, and it's just like, there's no flavor to it. It's just like destroying
Pain.
your mouth.
Yeah. We wanted to make it sort of tied to like New York as well. So like the Everything Bagel feels like such a New York thing. So,
dope name, by the way. I love it.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, so that's how that happened. It was really cool.
I love that.
So hanging with Peck, Cece, Tiafo, and all of these sports legends has really made me get into PrizePicks, the official daily fantasy sponsor of Connect the Dots. PrizePicks is so simple, and to be honest, really means more than traditional sports for me. It's the esports I absolutely love. As y'all know, I'm a bit of a gamer. So the fact that I can make selections on Call of Duty is pretty awesome. It makes watching the matches so much better. And I'm really starting to get into the teams. I'm excited for us to have some WNBA legends, Caitlin, Sabrina. Hopefully you're listening so I can make my selection on those games and Peck can take me courtside, perhaps. As a Michigan girl, I even got my friends into making selections on NBA games. But the Pistons, yeah. PrizePicks for me is about simplicity between the ability to use Apple Pay and easily deposit, or the promotions like Taco Tuesday. I have been having so much fun bouncing my selections off Peck. Hit the description for the official link to use code CTD for a first deposit match up to $100.
So we've decided to do a bit of a variation of a reoccurring segment here. We usually do a New York, well, not a New York specific, but we do a hip hop bracket. But because you guys have your own hot sauce, I figured that we should do like a condiment war, a condiment showdown.
Super down with that.
Full
bracket.
transparency, we get very passionate in our arguments.
Yeah.
So
And that's the best part of it.
okay.
Because I feel like the basis of any good friendship is arguing over food, particularly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or how to eat said food.
Okay.
Do you eat a banana horizontally? Do you eat a Kit Kat the entire bar at a time, or one at?
That's
no,
craziness.
you go solid.
I have
all
a
the way
friend
through.
that does eat it the entire
Just like
thing.
bites like two of them at a
Oh,
time.
it
Yeah.
doesn't break it off?
No.
Dumbass.
Her friend just catching strays.
Crazy, yeah.
for no
Sorry,
reason.
Whitney.
Yeah, right.
But okay, so we have it set up now. We're gonna do again tournament style.
Okay.
So the war. This is an interesting. Okay, we have hot sauce versus barbecue sauce.
That's a crazy.
Okay.
How the fuck?
How is that
First round, they got the God.
the heavy?
They're
This
honestly just looking at it. Only one I'm like,
This
eh.
shit seated because
only one you're like, these
Yeah.
are both iconic condiments. I mean,
No, I'm saying out of everything.
Oh, okay.
There's only one that I'm like, I could do that.
hot sauce and barbecue sauce.
So wait, I'm confused. I didn't see it. So is one side of the bracket hot sauce?
No,
they're
No,
different
no,
you're just
condiments.
doing
the
that.
against
sauce,
each other,
like
yeah.
Gotcha.
hot sauce versus barbecue
Oh,
sauce.
gotcha, okay.
Whatever brand, whatever, just as a general.
Oh, general. Okay, gotcha.
I don't even know. Is it crazy if I want to say barbecue sauce?
No, because I.
I mean, I don't think you're helping your brand too
You
much.
should
then,
wait.
bro.
This could be the start. You can make your own barbecue sauce.
Hopefully, this guy's not in any
Everything-
sales meeting.
everything-
bro.
Wait.
This guy is shooting himself in the foot. Left
Is it
and right.
everything bagel hot
Yo, Joe,
sauce?
what
I was
should
gonna
we-
say everything bagel. Barbecue
what
sauce.
should we come up for the hot sauce line? I don't know. I'm too busy eating a fucking burger over here with barbecue sauce. I'll get back
That's
to
the
you.
thing is,
That sounds amazing
I
right
think
now.
hot sauce is more like universal. I feel like barbecue sauce you could put on like 3 or 4 types of things. Like you could put hot sauce in drinks. You could put hot sauce on chips. Like you could do everything with hot sauce.
Popcorn. You can't put barbecue sauce on popcorn.
No, you can't. You can't.
and I'm
If you
gonna.
believe in
Nah,
yourself,
get out of here.
No, you
Frank.
can't. You can't do that. But like a good barbecue sauce, though. I mean, you're probably right. Like hot sauce goes on more things, but I fuck with barbecue sauce a lot. I'm down to do it though.
You go barbecue
No,
sauce?
no, no. I'm down to go hot sauce.
Okay, I would thank
gotta
God.
go.
Listen, I love both. I love both, but hot sauce it has to win. And this is like,
yeah.
this is the
everything
really
bagel
tough.
hot sauce. Yeah,
in particular.
All right, good.
All right, so we have hot sauce. I'm very passionate about this one because, okay, mayo versus mustard.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Listen, I don't support anyone or anything that loves mustard.
He hates it.
I was gonna say the exact same thing, but mayo.
Oh no, mustard! It literally like everyone. People are always like, "Oh, just try a good one." All of it tastes like just throw up.
But like honey mustard is good. though.
it
no,
doesn't. No.
mustard is
Yellow
so much
mustard
better.
is like insane.
You
though.
guys ever had that thing where like you throw up a little bit in your mouth and you're like, oh, I still taste it a little
Do you
bit?
just not like vinegar?
I love vinegar. I love vinegar. I love hot sauce. You know, like absolutely. When I go to Five Guys, I got that malt vinegar. I'm basically drinking it out of the bottle. Mustard is the devil's condiment. I'm saying it right now.
He hates
you
that
couldn't
shit.
you couldn't get me to support it in any capacity. I'm sorry, guys.
That's-
Mayo isn't even like.
It's
way
not
better.
a food.
Yeah, it is.
It doesn't have any like it's something you add to other things. It's not
Wait, what are you
That's what I
talking
think
about?
condiments
mayonnaise.
are.
Oh, yeah. Mayo's like.
It doesn't stand alone. It has no backbone, no
I'm a
integrity.
girl.
You taking spoonfuls of ketchup?
Nah, you can't do that.
No.
Exactly. My
But what
point
I
is-
mean is
barbecue
like
sauce, though,
you
and
will
hot sauce.
eat, but you don't want to eat things like chips with mayo.
You can't dip shit in.
You gotta make something with mayo.
I think it's
And I don't even like that like tuna fish with all the mayo and shit. Ugh.
I have a
Salads.
girlfriend of mine that goes shopping. She won't even touch the jar. She has to like.
Because
Of mayo?
Yeah, and it was the thing she goes by. She
Oily.
won't touch it. It drives me
Only
Shit
nuts.
is
Cupid-
disgusting though. Like when you
If you
open
really
a
look at
fresh
it, it's-
bottle
yeah.
and you're like, what the?
Yeah.
it smells
It's
like,
like wet.
old people. I don't like it. So I just like
It does.
It smells like someone gave you something for crackers. It's depressing.
I don't like eat like. I mean, I don't hate mustard, especially like honey mustard.
Coarse
fire.
ground mustard.
Honey mustard's
Check it.
fire.
Coarse ground mustard. Full
like
seed
spicy
mustard.
mustard.
Spicy
Spicy
mustard.
mustard's good.
Honey mustard.
you're just naming like what is the like your favorite like mental illness or something like
What is your favorite mental illness?
I do no
We're doing a top
listen,
5 mental illnesses.
Wait,
not
are they doing it together, like as a group, or is it one on one?
in, come on
Together,
in.
together. All right. So we're going.
I'm voting mustard.
I would probably say mustard in this situation.
Mustard.
yeah, and I would walk outside and throw myself in front of a vehicle if we let mustard win this. So
You're
it is
breaking
what it
the
is.
tie.
Huh?
You're breaking the tie then.
don't
You like mustard more or mayo?
If I'm eating a sandwich,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta go mayo.
Yeah.
What?
You're right. Because
All day.
honestly, if I'm eating like a deli sandwich,
Yeah.
there needs to be like mayo on that.
But there needs to be mustard on it too.
No,
no, it doesn't.
No,
Yeah, it doesn't.
no,
have
that
that.
absolutely
We're
does
New
not.
Yorkers. Mustard only goes on one thing: glizzies.
I don't know what that
I wouldn't
is.
go that far.
Hot dogs.
Oh.
You can
How
only eat a hot
festive.
dog with
Y'all
mustard.
got new
Listen,
names
by
for
the way,
everything. I love
we're
that.
big hot dog fans
Love a
here.
fucking
So
hot
No
dog.
mustard on a hot dog?
hell no.
Oh, come on.
You ready for my ultimate hot dog? I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
No,
get off.
keep going,
You
it's
ready for
fine.
this? I'm talking a big bastard too. You know, you go ketchup, sauerkraut, Bush's baked beans on top. Walk away. Just
No, you
leave
need
it.
some cheese on that
Just
bitch.
leave it
Nah.
alone.
Nah.
Onions, mustard.
I'll do the onions.
Onions, the hot onions, mustard on the hot dog.
Hot onions, yeah.
No.
See, the problem with mayonnaise is this is where it gets funny. When you have a hot sandwich and you put like mayonnaise, like when I can only eat like cold cuts.
Yeah, no, that shit
with
grosses me
mustard.
out, 'cause I'm
I
like,
can't
yeah.
put like hot
Nah.
Right.
turkey or hot ham with mustard.
That's
Once
how I
that
feel
shit
about
starts,
cheese.
like running,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is.
That's
Yeah,
how I
yeah,
feel
I'm
about
with you.
cheese. Cheese should never be cold.
Huh?
Cheese should never be cold.
Nah, you're crazy.
No.
Cheese?
nuts.
Cheese.
You're bugging out.
Aren't you like very close to like
tell
Wisconsin,
me
which
you
is
like
like
to eat hot
mozzarella
cheese?
cheese?
No.
Yeah.
No.
like
all
cheese one.
cheese should be hot.
No.
This is such a
Unless
hot
it's
take.
cream.
These are the strangest
What
hills
about
that
like a
we're dying
charcuterie
on.
board with like cheeses?
Yeah, charcuterie board.
Cheese
Not
should only be
without
hot
wine.
on pizza
I
and
would
maybe
eat
a
a cheese
cheeseburger.
wheel, just like off the truck.
I will take whatever comes with my stomach, you know, pain wise, to eat an entire cold ball of mozzarella.
Only cheese
Yeah.
that can be eaten cold is if there's wine present.
All right. Upper
Wow.
management is giving us the look. So you're
All
going
right,
mayo,
fine.
you're going mustard. I got to break the ice.
Yeah, I guess you.
I'm saying we're gonna go mayonnaise.
Thank
only
you.
reason
Damn. Thank
is
you.
because I only like mustard on one thing.
Fine.
Two things. Cat's Deli with pastrami and a
This
hot
one it feels particularly egregious because I use these both a lot. Ketchup, soy sauce.
Ah, ooh,
I'm gonna say ketchup.
yeah.
I think ketchup.
Soy
yeah.
sauce is like sushi. That's it.
I don't use it as a condiment very often, so I'll say that too. So ketchup.
Yeah,
You
ketchup
put
is
it
very
in
useful.
stuff.
I think ketchup is like the easiest, like most like universally loved of all of these. It's
Yeah.
like you can do anything with it pretty much. Ask Joe, he dips bread into it like a real psycho.
No, he doesn't.
He does. Yeah.
It's all made
Just
up.
plain bread.
Pita
No.
bread, even worse.
No, he's talking about me.
Oh,
No, like
you. Oh,
yeah, bro. First of all, what do you? This is just like I have to defend this all the time.
We can't argue this. We can't argue this. Just
And
so-
honestly, no one's been on my side with this. Like, but it is what it is. But like, if you eat something, like let's say you get like a gyro or some shit, right? And it has like the chicken and like fries or whatever, and like you dip fries into ketchup. And like, if you have a hot dog or something, it's like bread with ketchup that you're eating it. If I eat the hot dog and there's a little bit of bread left, I'll be like, all right, let me get some ketchup on that bitch and eat it. And he thinks that's the craziest thing in the world.
okay, that's not that bad because I thought you were just like.
No, I'm not sitting down
Going-
with like a jar of ketchup and bread and just going like that.
he absolutely
I
is.
have
On
done that drunk,
pita
though.
is
He
still
absolutely is.
strange.
It's the truth
I've done that
market.
drunk. No, I've done it one time when I was drunk. I took a hot dog because I was like, I don't know, we were in the middle of the fucking woods and there was no like actual food around. And I found a hot dog bun and ketchup and I was like, I'm gonna just put ketchup in this thing, close it, and eat that shit. But I was hammered.
Okay.
It's not something I do.
Blue cheese versus ranch. I'm a ranch person.
I am such a fan of buffalo wings that like I would, and I feel like I'd have to go blue cheese on that alone.
I think I'm gonna go blue cheese also. Even though people are mad horny for ranch.
yeah,
for
people are
some
like
reason.
bathing in it, and
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's
make any
crazy.
sense. Yeah,
People
No.
love that shit. I'm gonna go blue cheese.
I'm gonna go blue cheese
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, hot first versus mayo.
Oh, this
Fuck
is
out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, mayo.
just lay up in the paint.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
hot
sauce.
Yeah,
Okay, ketchup versus blue cheese.
ketchup.
I'm gonna say ketchup too.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
So now, okay, this is
finals.
particularly hard though because I use both.
Thought that
Hot sauce versus ketchup.
Really didn't want to come to this.
Yeah.
Really didn't want that. Hot sauce
They
versus
keeping Joe out the
ketchup.
marketing meeting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm gonna say hot sauce though.
This is so hard because ketchup, like, you guys ever had banana ketchup? By the way,
No.
The fuck is that?
That sounds good. It's like Filipino.
it's really good.
I
It's
think.
really good, dude.
What
trust
was
me.
it?
Banana ketchup.
Banana
Do
ketchup.
you eat it with Twizzlers?
Listen,
No.
What do you? When would you have
listen.
that?
We're not gonna get into Puerto Rico. I'm not gonna get into it.
Oh.
Go check it
I
out.
thought it was Filipino.
You
I've
have
never
it?
heard of that in
Yeah, a
Puerto
little
Rico. I'm Puerto Rican, and I just left Puerto Rico. Nobody's eating bananas.
Okay.
I think it's the
What you're
Philippines.
Oh, I was with you the entire time. When the
No,
fuck did you
it's
say
not.
that?
We went to
Hold on.
dinners.
All right.
You're talking about mayo ketchup, which is mayonnaise and ketchup mix.
No, I know what that is. Ketchup.
Yeah, no, mayo ketchup.
No, it's
That's
mayo-
a big thing in
ketchup.
Puerto Rico. It's huge.
Oh, like the pink? Yeah.
Yeah, the pink one.
All right,
shit's
all
good
right.
too.
We're getting off.
If you had Chipotle aioli on this thing, I'd be going crazy.
The head of the board over there is telling us we need to stop. All right.
Upper management.
All right, what is it?
This hurts so much. I don't want to give up ketchup, but like I guess I'd be if it meant like for you, I'll do hot sauce.
Our friendship. Yeah.
I'll do hot sauce.
Thank you
for
so
All
much.
right.
Hot
so
sauce
hot
is an honor.
sauce. Okay. So we're gonna do a quick rundown of our favorite bracket here.
Which is our normal thing. We did
Our
the
normal
condiment
thing.
bracket
Hip
and
hop.
hot sauce one.
Goat bracket.
It won't,
Okay.
it won't take too long. Pretty Ricky's not on here, so
No. These are all New York rappers.
Okay.
For this one, we have DMX versus Rakim.
Versus who?
Rakim.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
Oof.
I mean, I'm going to have to say DMX.
yeah.
Meh.
I feel like if it would be disrespecting the dead if we didn't say DMX.
Yeah.
I mean, but also it's DMX.
Yeah, that's fair. That's true.
Is he still the only artist ever to go platinum twice in 1 year?
I do not know.
He's got to be in it for that.
Also, that Rudolph the reindeer, like
Remix is crazy.
that's the best Christmas song I've ever heard.
Okay. Nicki Minaj versus Nas. What an interesting.
I mean,
Them fucking.
I thought you were going to say Cardi B, but
the barbs will.
I mean, I'm definitely going to have to say Nas.
They're scary. Though.
Yeah, I think I have to go Nas on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's our next door neighbor too. You know,
Yeah,
Right there at
Queensbridge.
Queensbridge.
Notorious versus 50 Cent.
You son of a bastard. Yeah, I mean, I think it's big.
Wait,
50's one of my
Isn't
favorite
Big
rappers
from
of all
Brooklyn?
time, though.
Isn't Big from Brook? Oh, New York. I thought you were doing Queens only. My bad. My bad. I'm an idiot. Punch me, someone.
You think DMX is from Queens?
I'm an idiot, Joey. Like I said. This hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have to go Big too.
Yeah.
All right. Wu-Tang versus Jay-Z.
Jay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go Jay, just because, like I said, Staten Island isn't technically New York. So.
This guy better not go to Staten Island. He's going to beef over there. They won't be
DMX.
selling everything bagel hot sauce in Staten Island.
And you know they have a ton of Walmarts out there.
We have DMX versus Nas then.
I have to go Nas.
Yeah, I'll probably say Nas, too.
All right. We have Biggie versus Jay-Z.
Biggie. Personal choice, personal preference.
You're going to say Biggie?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't do Nas versus Jay-Z in the finals. We already saw that.
Whoa.
We'll say Biggie, yeah. Biggie and Nas, wow.
Yeah, Biggie and Nas.
I think, yeah, I mean. And then I guess you got to go Biggie.
Yeah, I think yeah.
It Was Written, though, was a great album. We'll say that.
All right.
favorite
That's
Nas
dope.
album.
Big.
All right. We're saying Biggie.
Is that the
Yeah.
most like basic like
Kind of
do we have
answer?
a running
Like
tally?
Stanley Cup bottle, you know?
Do we have
like
a
sitting here
running
with
tally
Ozone?
of how many each
you'd
person
be
has
surprised.
gotten?
A lot of people, it took them time to really go through it and break it down. And it's sometimes you never really think about it because I think upper management, my man Rem, does a great job of putting the certain rappers. I used to think he did a bad job, but the way it gets into the finals sort of makes sense.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
like I said, if we were sitting here and arguing like D4L versus them franchise boys, I might be a little more passionate, but no. I think
Okay.
I think we made the right choice.
Thank you guys, man.
Thank
This
you.
was
Thanks
fun.
man.
for
It was a lot of
coming.
fun.
We want to say
I
good
was
luck
trying
on
to get
tour.
Lucali's to deliver us some pizza,
Damn.
and but I called Mark today, but they're closed today. But he
Damn.
apologized.
Call your people. What's going on?
I was trying to get some pizza. I want.
Open
I know
that bitch up
we
and
didn't get
fire
to
up
talk
the
about
oven.
restaurants and stuff, but we'll go one day and hang. I want to go to dinner with you guys.
Yeah, that'd be
We'll
sick.
go
Yeah.
chill, yeah.
We want to say congratulations and good luck on your tour.
Yeah.
Doing
Thank
it
you.
live.
Thank you.
Oh, what are some of the cities you guys going to?
Right now, we just have the first 3 booked, and then after that, we're going to book the rest for the rest of the year. But it's in, first one, 19th, is in Montclair, New Jersey. The second one is 26th in New Haven, Connecticut. And then on February 1st, we're in Medford, Massachusetts.
Oh, dope.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
So if you're in those cities, check them out. Let's
go.
Be out in time.
Thank you, guys.
guys.
Thanks for
Appreciate
coming.
it.
Had a
Thanks.
great time.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I had a good time.
That's a wrap.
Wait.